What's up, everybody? It's FrankPhillyTv coming at you with another good video where we're going to be talking about something that's pretty much taking this whole damn world by storm, and it's the most important thing that everybody talks about in blogs, videos, etc. And it's basically all on basically bullying. Bullying is, I can't even put a whole dynamic of what I'm trying to say in other words, from way back when bullying to now today's bullying.
You got different forms like cyberbullying and bullying in school, bullying within relationships. There's so much bullying going on, and I just want to basically talk about where it stems from. You know, there was some of our fans that requested me to do this video, and so I brought it to Dante, see if it was something he wanted to talk about. So we decided to do it. Got to keep it short, but bullying, I think, you know, my personal opinion, I think it just stemmed from, you know, a person that usually bullies have been bullied, and they trying to, they looking for power, and they feel powerful when they beat people up. You know, they feel weak oftentimes. They're not tough. They feel scary. They're insecure. They have low self-esteem, and when they beat people up, that gives them a sense of power, that makes them feel like they're in control of a situation, and it makes them feel dominant. You know what I mean? Because that's what they feel. They feel weak. A sense of control, right? So it's some way to kind of build their confidence up and to build their esteem up, because that's what they don't have. They're lacking that. So when they can beat somebody up, or they find somebody that's weak and that they can control, it gives them a sense of power. You notice that they never pick with anybody that's
just as bad as them.
Just as bad as them. It don't matter if you tall, big, short, fat, skinny. If you tough and you got heart, they're not going to fuck with you. They usually fuck with people who are either physically weak or mentally weak. What you think about that, Mr. Frank Philly? Fat fuck. I'm just saying, don't beat me up. He's a bully. He's a bully.
Nowhere near. But anyway, I could honestly say that I agree with him, because like the whole back in the, like when you take it from back in the days bullying, of course, you had the option to, like, you know, like you could talk your shit, you went up against a person, belittle them, beat his ass, whatever, and eventually sometime you kind of came into your adulthood and said, no, that was fucked up or whatever. But now this shit is so vicious, whereas though it's like we could be on right here, like right now, we could be bullying the shit out of somebody right the fuck now on the internet. We could be outside probably smacking shit out of a nigga, man, for his cake and ice cream, I guess. We could be what's another way of bullying?
Well,
like,
even for an example, I want to just bring up a side note, D, and say, like, okay, now even if it's somebody that you can beat, Dante, like, okay, let's say if it was an example,
I can whoop your ass.
You can't.
I'll beat the shit out of you.
You think you can beat me? Yeah, you can. You probably can. Alright, but anyway, let's just say that even though Dante probably can, you know, he's a better fighter than I am, a little stronger, a little taller, that's the only reason why he would win the fight with me, because he's bigger. Let's just get that established. If it was pound for pound, he's just a better fighter. He can beat me. It don't matter what the height is. Alright, let me get to the point, man. So, for example, like, even, let's say, going back to what you were saying about back in the day, how you can fight and defend yourself. Even if it was somebody that you can actually beat, you'll be afraid to do it, because people nowadays are resorting to gun violence, and they're in gangs. You know, most bullies are in gangs. They always have to go with a crew. They can never do things by themselves. They're always with a crew. So even somebody like Dante, you know what I mean, that might be able to beat me, I don't know. He say he can't, you know what I mean. If I punch him and sock the fuck out of him, he wouldn't do shit because I'm crazy. And they got dudes that would kill him. It's like, no, I'm trying to be like Tupac from Juice. But anyway, a lot of times people don't want to even fight back or defend themselves, and they feel like they're being bullied. Now you may say, well, how's somebody being bullied, Jay? Well, oftentimes, you know, you may be confused by somebody big being bullied or somebody tough being bullied. Like, I don't understand like how bullying goes on with adults too. But it's because a lot of times the person that's being a bully got back up and got ways of really seriously hurting you. And what about Dante being a bully in the job field, where you have a boss that can bully you, and they can tell you to control you and disrespect you, and if you run your mouth, they can fire you.
Exactly.
That's a form of, it don't always have to be beating somebody up. It can be, I have something on you. Talk about that, D. Like in a street perspective.
In a street perspective is like, in other words, everybody knows that you can use bullying to all extents. For a perfect example, when it comes down to the streets, let's just say I got a little bit of dirt on him and a good friend of his. And at the end of the day, if I was to come to him and be like, listen here, you know, if you don't give me what I need or whatever it is that I want, man, you know I got this on you, man. Remember that shit you did back in the day, man, in college? You don't need me to tell nobody about that now, do you? Alright then, do what the fuck I need you to do. Do what I say. Same thing with his other friend. Pussy, I saw you get gang raped, dog. Got that on tape. And I can expose that shit. Do you want that fucking issue to go? You know how it is, man. I don't even just have to expose it. I'm gonna beat your ass on top of it. So if you want that, if you want to live, do what the fuck I need you to do. And that's just as simple as that.
Now that could be another form of bullying. Another thing that I heard, I want to mention to Dante, he probably know the rapper name. I don't really know the rapper name like that. But it was a rapper, I believe, like in 06 or 07. He was an underground rapper. He got knocked the fuck out. Not Joey Jihad, it was somebody else. They got beat up, something happened to them, or, no. The bull was driving in New York and got his sneaker snatched. He was a young up-and-coming rapper. Got a sneaker snatch. I'll post the link to the video description. In the video description, I found it on YouTube when I look for it. But he was never able to elevate his career because people had that on him. And in the rap game and hip-hop, it's all about being tough. And when you don't, you know, you kind of get
not just tough, competitive.
Right.
Like everything, like especially when it comes to the rap, everything is a compatible sport. At the end of the day, competitive sport.
Yeah.
Sorry, competitive sport. Whereas though you gotta be able to come with it like quick.
At the same time, there's a lot of bullying in
hip-hop. Yeah, it's a lot of bullying. Because remember, like I told you, it goes back to the streets before. It's this rap shit.
Right.
At the end of the day, everybody in the hood has secrets on one another. They just throwing that shit all on wax. That's all there is to it. And then at the end of the day.
So now that we made that point, we just want to, in closing, we're at the 7-minute mark. In closing, we just want to basically keep this short and just talk about, Dante, some advice that you would give somebody that is being bullying. More so for the children out there being bullied in school. What advice? It's a lot of cyber bullying too on the internet too. What kind of advice would you give to a young teenage male or female that's being bullied in school?
Honest with you, I don't necessarily really know too much of that answer, because even like when I was bullied a long while ago, it was like the way I dealt with it. I guess it was more so like at first I just kind of freezed up, but then I mentally went and got myself together, and then also formed a aggression behind it. I'm not saying for you to develop this aggression, ladies and gentlemen, to go just, oh, I remember you from 5th grade, and start knocking you the fuck out. But I do want you to be able to put yourself in a position in your brain where as though it's not going to bother you as much, especially if you already know what the bull is all about, he or she. All talk, no action. Because remember, if a motherfucking bully want to be a bully, he just come up to smack the shit out of you and take whatever it is he want out of you.
Bark, no bite.
Exactly. So
alright, now my advice in closing, because we can't drag this video out too much longer. Big D has to go. But I guess in closing, I just say this. I'll say that. Why are you making me laugh? I'll say that, you know, be strong. And, you know,
and be safe.
A lot of people don't want to go and tell people because they don't want to be, I know in the hip-hop culture, you know, you'd say something, you a snitch, you a bitch, you a pussy, especially if you a male. It's all about your image. You don't want to seem like a bitch, but you could be in a situation. You have to realize that you have to get out the situation. You have to report it to somebody. There are people out there that will help you. Report it. Get far away from the person. Get far away from the situation. You have to do what you have to do. But to stay in a situation and allow yourself to be abused out of fear of, you know, somebody controlling you, that's not good. You know what I mean? So get out the situation.
Because at the end of the day, this is the last key. You don't want to get this to be so abused up into your brain that you eventually commit suicide.
Yeah, but you know what I'm gonna do, bro. What you gonna do?
And that's from Frank.